Do you ever wonder where the best places to live in Louisiana are beyond the tourist traps and the glossy headlines? Well, what if I told you that some of the cities that get the most hype actually didn't even make the cut? Well, today we're ranking Louisiana's top cities from the D tier spots that struggle truly with crime, infrastructure, all the way to the S tier standouts where the schools are great, the food is unreal, and the homes are still affordable. You'll hear some honest pros and cons and local insights, and nothing will be sugar-coated. Well, we're starting at the bottom of the list with a city that's full of potential, but also full of red flags. So let's start with D tier, which is going to be Shreveport. So what is Shreveport truly known for? Well, it's got riverfront entertainment, it's got casinos, and it really is a regional hub for the northwest community of Louisiana. It's really known for its Red River district. It's got very easy proximity to Bossier City. They really almost go hand in hand, almost as one city close together. And then historically, it's really tied also to the oil and gas. It is still considered Louisiana, but maybe doesn't feel quite as southern as when you get down past I-10, closer to the Acadiana area where we are located. But surprisingly enough, Shreveport really still struggles with crime and its economic stagnation that it's had over the past few years. Sadly enough, when you look at the city as a whole, there's been reports and police reports, things that you can look at that really show it's had some higher crime ratings, and that also it's had quite a bit of aging infrastructure, so the city doesn't quite look as pretty as one would hope for as it continues to grow. The limited job growth also can make it a little bit on the stifling side, doesn't really make it the sprawling city that everyone wants. And then the public school systems, we know in Louisiana as a whole, it can really kind of feel that way, but public school systems underperform in many areas in this city specifically. Now, what are the pros if you would want to live there? Well, many report that they love the low cost of living of those homes. Also, that there's some really truly cultural attractions and events that are extremely attractive to the area. And also, it's so nice how the proximity is really close to the Texas border. It only really takes about a 20-minute drive and you're right in Texas. You can even be all the way to Dallas within 3 hours. So there is some convenience with being at that north side of Louisiana. But Shreveport truly has potential, but right now it's not truly living up to its full potential. Yes, the crime rate is a bit higher, the job market is shaky, but a lot of the city still feels like it's stuck in the past. The housing can be cheaper and you can find things that are even under $200,000 easily, but you may have to weigh that against the safety and the quality of life that you would experience there. So that's why when we look at all of these things together, it gives it that D tier ranking. And so most people that do choose to live in Shreveport, they seem to report that they're there for a specific reason. But let's move up the tier and let's go to the next place that's got a little more going for it, but still has some serious drawbacks. Let's go to that C tier, which is going to be Lake Charles. So what is truly Lake Charles best known for? Well, of course, it's the petrochemical industry. When you drive through the interstate through Lake Charles, one of the things that you'll notice right away is a lot of these refineries that are blowing steam and different smoke into the air, or all of these pipe systems. They almost look like little cities from far when you see all the lights throughout all of the scaffolding and throughout the structures that they have. We know they're doing things like rubber tires that are being made. There's oil, different refineries of different minerals. And so it's really, really known in Lake Charles for those types of things. But another thing it's really popular for, we can be on the fun side, is of course their casinos that are on the water. They have casino boats and they have these really awesome sprawling hotels. They have wonderful restaurants and they have some really fun pools at some of these casinos that people love to go and spend the day. They have a lazy river that goes all the way around one of the casinos, the Golden Nugget. So it's really a very popular destination for people to hang out in the summer or on the weekends. But then also one of the things that really has been a difficult road for Lake Charles is the recovery after a major hurricane. We know they had Hurricane Laura, which came and devastated it. It was a major storm that came through and it really ruined so many of the beautiful oak trees and a lot of the structures. Even an entire building had to be demolished because it was not even able to recover from the amount of damage that they had on it. So as sad as that report is, it is the reality of what Lake Charles is doing. But the beautiful thing is it's been years now and they are slowly starting to recover. New things are being built. The trees are finally growing back and eventually, hopefully, if they're not hit again, it will be a beautiful city with some time, because it's really nice that it sits right along the lake. But let's go over some interesting facts about it. We know their major employers are Saysol and Citgo. They are two of the industries that are there. It's also known for its industrial economy and the fact that it's right on the lakefront. Again, when you drive through, you may see a lot of building and construction happening. And we know that is all because they are still trying to build back from all of the damage, the serious damage that they took years ago. Now, one of the cons is, you're not far. There's not much cushion from the coast, so you have a higher storm risk with this city. The limited job diversity can also be a struggle for certain people. And then, of course, the infrastructure is still recovering. A lot of people know that I-10 bridge that goes right over Lake Charles area, and it's pretty old. And they've been making a lot of comments and discussions about the fact that it needs to be replaced at some point. The pros are the homes are obviously still affordable because it is a recovering city. There is a strong industrial job base for people. So if that's the industry that you're in, manufacturing or working in plants, then of course you will find a sprawling job market for that specifically. But there also is a lot of local pride. People that grew up in the area or that really love Lake Charles, they obviously want to see it come back. They are resilient despite what they've been through, and we would really love to see them continue to strengthen and thrive. We know they've even been through, since the hurricane, they had a crazy ice storm that had came through, and that also was really, really damaging. They had floods that happened from pouring rains that poured in. So resilience is truly a word that I will give to Lake Charles, and the fact that they are still powering through. Now, Lake Charles is a city that's been through a lot. The hurricane in 2020 really did some damage, and there has been progress. You can still see some of the scars as you go through the city, but if you work in the industrial sector, it might make sense for you. But for most people, the risk of the storms, the lack of job variety, it may make it a tough sell overall. But let's talk about a place that has even more charm and livability, but it still isn't quite the top tier. So let's talk about the B tier, which is going to be Baton Rouge, Louisiana. It is the capital of the state. And of course, Baton Rouge is known for many things. The Mississippi River plows right through the city. And of course, it's got that big old bridge that goes right across, really beautiful scenic views once you go over the top of it. And of course, you can see the LSU Stadium right from it, LSU, the state capital. You can see the River Center. There's just a lot of views from that bridge, and it is a really nice structure that they have there. The only thing that sucks, of course, if you ever get stuck in an accident or any type of traffic that they have on that bridge. But of course, it's known for its politics. It is a state capital, and the state capital building is there. And so you will have government-based jobs and businesses that are in that area. And of course, it's a college town. LSU is our most popular school in the entire state. Really well known for their baseball program, their softball program, and of course, the football. Everyone loves our LSU Tigers. And then of course, Death Valley Tiger Stadium, really awesome stadium as they continue to expand. It can hold hundreds of thousands of people, and it's a truly incredible site. And also incredible energy if you ever get a chance to go to a game there. And then it's also known, of course, for having great food. Of course, there's football, and then you have the riverfront area, which there's shopping, there's walking around, there's restaurants, there's places you can go and grab a coffee. So you can have those scenic views and still kind of enjoy the city. There's some cool rooftop restaurants that you can check out. And of course, there is exactly what you would want to see, a beautiful sunset if you get to those areas. Now, here are some of the cons that people report that they don't love. Traffic congestion. And I can say for a fact, I have friends and I go and visit them in Baton Rouge all the time, and I do deal with traffic congestion trying to get there. And of course, the public school systems, they really kind of vary wildly. There's some that are good, and there's some that people would rank lower or report as being lower. So do your own research, maybe use a website and try to find out exactly what you're looking for. The crime in certain areas, of course, just like any major city, there are areas in the city that are known for being more crime prone. Of course, look at police websites, see where most of the heavy crime is happening, and it can kind of help you make a more informed decision. Now, what are the pros? Well, of course, it's a strong college town energy, lots of fun, young energy, people excited about their life. There's good parties everywhere, a great tailgate that you can hit up prior to any sports event. And then, of course, it still has some pretty affordable living. It's not the most affordable in the state, but you can still find pretty affordable cost of living, especially if you get outside of the metro city areas. You can find some really nice suburbs that work really well. Now, the growing food scene has been really nice. You have different eclectic types of food, and I will say there are quite a few enjoyable restaurants that I do love in Baton Rouge that I can't find here at home. And then the art scene is also very popular in the area. So they have different art walks and exhibits and galleries that are available. But Baton Rouge truly is known for its energy, of course, especially with LSU around. So if you're into college sports, tailgating, or you just want a city with some personality, it's got that. But the traffic truly is known for being a bit rough, and the school quality, it really depends heavily on the zip code or the area that you choose. It's a solid B tier city in our ranking and some great neighborhoods, but it also has some true challenges. So next up, we're going to talk about a place that has a little bit more polished and a little bit more suburban and a lot more consistent. So let's talk about the B tier. We're going to talk about Broussard, Louisiana, getting a bit closer to home for this one. So what is Broussard actually best known for? Well, suburban living, right near Lafayette. It's got that small town feel. There's a lot of history, which is really beautiful. The oak trees, the older homes with the sprawling porches, and all of those things really give you that true Louisiana vibe. It's located southeast of Lafayette, and there's actually the I-49 corridor, which takes you right through the heart of Lafayette where you can get back to I-10, but it's known for its family-friendly neighborhoods. It's got local festivities and festivals that are constantly happening, and it's got really rapid growth. The crazy thing is it used to be Youngsville forever, and we're seeing very quickly that Broussard is creeping up on being a much faster growing community, and so it is of course attracting a lot of attention, not only in Louisiana but in other areas. Well, what are the cons if I choose to live there? Well, limited nightlife. There's really just a few maybe restaurants, a few patios where you can go and hang out and maybe have a drink, but there's not really known for its bar or nightlife scene. Most people head back into Lafayette to be able to find those, and then of course it's still developing its infrastructure. There's a lot of road construction that's happening currently, a lot of new subdivisions that are popping up, and buildings and developments, shopping centers that are still popping up, and then of course you have a commute to Lafayette. So if you choose to live there but also work in Lafayette, you will have to deal with maybe a little bit of traffic, about a 20 minutes or so drive to get to and from, so the commute could also be a con for you. Now, what are the pros? Well, it is considered a safe and quiet city. There are a lot of good reports that point to Broussard being appealing to people, good reports, but of course you need to check these for yourself. Again, I'm only relaying information that I find as well. And then newer homes and subdivisions, those are always popping up, which can make it feel nice and fresh, and you can find some really great prices all the way up to the luxury market. And then next up, you find a strong sense of community. People always are looking for that Louisiana community vibe, and you're sure to find it in Broussard. But Broussard is one of those places where people move to raise families. It's clean, it's safe, and you will find a lot of newer homes, and it can be anywhere from the $250,000 to the $350,000 range, really below the national average. And it doesn't have to have the buzz of a big city, but if you want peace and predictability, then Broussard truly delivers. Now we're stepping into A tier. These are the places that check most of the boxes for quality of life in Louisiana. Let's start with that A tier, Covington. So what is Covington best known for? Well, historic downtown. It's got beautiful art galleries and also the North Shore charm. It really appeals to people who want more of a suburban vibe but have really easy access to get to New Orleans. You just hop right over Lake Pontchartrain. Yes, it's a very long bridge, but it does not take you super long, maybe about 30 minutes. You can get across the bridge and get right into New Orleans and be there with all the city hustle and bustle. And some people just enjoy coming back and being outside of the city to get more of that suburban feel. Now, it's located on the north shore of Lake Pontchartrain, in case you don't know that. It's truly known for its walkable downtown, and also people report that it's got a strong school system. Of course, do your own research to confirm those facts and which ones, depending on the zip code or the location. And it's also popular for families and retirees, which is natural. It could be people that come from New Orleans or people that enjoy New Orleans but don't want to be right into it. What are the cons? Well, it does have a higher cost of living. It can have a higher price tag on some of these locations, and these homes are closer to a major city. And then of course the limited job market in town can really restrict people. Now, the commute to New Orleans, well, like I said, it's about 30 minutes or maybe more, depending if you have traffic or maybe if there's a wreck on the bridge, it can slow things down. Now, what about the pros? Well, the pros, excellent schools. People seem to rate them very highly online, and people really like a lot of the different schools that are there. And naturally, you have beautiful historic homes, which is really what Louisiana is known for and what a lot of people love about that Louisiana charm. Those beautiful historic homes that have the natural oak trees that are growing nearby, and it really gives you that beautiful suburban feel that you're looking for and what Louisiana is completely known for. But the strong community feel is also what people love, and we know Louisiana ranks some of the highest in the country for having that beautiful community feel. Now, let's stay on the North Shore and talk about another A-tier contender that's just as popular. We're talking about Mandeville. It's very close in proximity to Covington, and really it's best known for, again, its lakefront living. It has top-rated schools and a family-friendly vibe. So doesn't this all sound familiar? Well, they're close by. So located really just across the causeway from New Orleans, it's known for its lakefront properties and the Tammany Trace Trail. So you can get outside, get outdoors, and enjoy some nature. It's really really popular with commuters and families, people that especially don't want to be in New Orleans. They want still that suburban feel. They want to be away from the city hustle and bustle and noise and enjoy a little bit more space and a little bit sprawling of communities. So you'll come to expect higher prices. That would be one of the cons when you live in Mandeville. They have very limited nightlife. That could be something if you are one who loves to go out to enjoy the nightlife scene. It's a bit more on the limited side. Like I said, very family-oriented types of environments. And of course, traffic on the causeway can also cause people to be a bit more tense, right? A bit more upset, especially if there's a wreck and you get stuck in it. It's only 2 ways in and 2 ways out. And so that's what can make it a bit more difficult and at times very frustrating if you're choosing to commute that way. Now, the pros, it's safe, it's known as being clean, and it's also beautifully scenic, especially with that lake. The strong school system can be really, really appealing for families. And then if you're an outdoors lover, wouldn't you love being on a lake and a place that has that outdoor trails and beautiful places that you can be outside? So Mandeville is one of the most desirable places to live in Louisiana for a reason. The lakefront is stunning. The schools seem to have very good, excellent ratings online, and the whole place just feels peaceful. So if you can afford the $350 price tag going up, it's really a fantastic place to really raise a family. But now we're going to get into the S tier, the absolute best of the best in Louisiana living, and the S tier would be Lafayette. What is it best known for? Well, we're going to talk about that Cajun food, the culture, and the festivals. We have some of the best food and, of course, culture and festivals, the community vibes that we have. I am naturally a bit biased, but I've born and raised from here, and I can tell you that most people that have relocated here love it and that it's a great place. It's the central hub of Acadiana. They call it the hub city for a reason. It's in the center of Louisiana, and it's truly known for its festival. We have a music festival, International. So there's music from all over the world. The specific Cajun cuisine that we have, not the same as Creole, very different from New Orleans. And the spices, the flavors that we bring, the seafood that we love because it's so close to the Gulf of Mexico. So it's very easy to import fresh seafood daily. And then, of course, the strong local identity and community pride that we have. If you get to know Lafayette and its community, you will understand Lafayette loves Lafayette. We are very proud of our city, and we want it to continue to grow and thrive and get better. And we love when people come to appreciate Lafayette for what it truly is, because it's very easy to overlook. Now, the couple of the cons, right? Humid summers. The summers are very sticky. Yes, there are bugs here. There's humidity. Maybe it might keep you young. Maybe you don't crack as much as being in the dry states, but of course, you have to deal with that stickiness, lots of sweat, especially in the summertime where it's hovering around 95 degrees and the heat index can get pretty high. The traffic can really be tricky. They didn't really plan the infrastructure very well for our city and the growth that we've had. Many report frustration with the traffic, that it's not very enjoyable. So that is something to be expected, that you can sit in traffic, especially in high traffic areas, or if you're dealing with daily commutes of getting in and out of certain specific areas. Then also, we're very limited on public transit. So if that is something that you're planning to rely on moving to Lafayette, it's probably going to be a bit of a frustration for you. We really only have a public bus system, and I don't think it's really reported on as being something incredible. I've never really used it myself. Do your research, check online, see what people are reporting, and that way you can come in well informed if you are going to choose to use the public systems. But what are the pros of living here? Well, it's incredible food. We got culture. You got affordable home prices on top of that, which is an amazing combination. And then you have the friendly, warm, and welcoming vibe that you get with being here. Lafayette is truly known for being one of the best community vibes in the country. I believe what I saw was we were rated in the top 5 of community feel, and you can really truly feel it when you come here, especially when you get outside for different festivals, because that is something we are extremely passionate about. A fun fact is we have more festivals in the Lafayette area than we have weekends throughout the year. So there is always something that you can do, food and fun that you can enjoy, music with the family. And you can still get a nice home for under $300,000. It's got a small city feel with a big personality. And if you want to experience the real Louisiana living, well, this is the place to go. And now the one place that has been quietly climbing the ranks and might just be the best kept secret in the state is our next S tier, Youngsville. So let's talk about what it's best known for. Well, it's really one of the fastest growing cities in Louisiana. There's constantly new developments. It is extremely popular for family living. I can tell you for a fact, I get calls specifically from this channel all the time of families looking into Youngsville because they are very attracted to the fact that there is so much sports outdoors, subdivisions that they can move into, and it's a great place to raise a family. It's located just south south of Lafayette, about 20 minutes. It's known for its sports complex and a lot of new construction subdivisions. The sports complex really is kind of surrounded by a lot of great communities, and so families love to go and play sports such as soccer, baseball, there's volleyball, you name it, they have it, and it's a very enjoyable, popular facility. So young families are really what you'll find a lot within the Youngsville community area. But let's talk about the cons. It really truly is a still developing commercial area. You'll see a lot of construction when you drive through the Youngsville area. Some of it, depending where you go, can feel a bit suburban and cookie cutter. A lot of these builders are laying out a lot of these big subdivisions, and there's really kind of a stale feel to where they all kind of feel a bit similar. So that may not be quite as appealing if you're looking for lots of character. And then also the limited entertainment options. It is still, again, building out, it's developing, and we're seeing commercial options, more restaurants and things to do coming up, but it's going to really be some time before it becomes a full city of its own in the way that there's everything contained right there. Many people still go to Lafayette for bigger entertainment options or to find better places to shop. Now, the pros are the new homes, the great schools that you can find here. A lot of new construction properties would, of course, come with a higher price tag, and a lot of people really love the school districts that are there. The public school systems seem to be bursting at the seams in some places just because everyone wants to be in that location. It's known for being safe. It's very clean when you drive through the area. We've buried a lot of the power lines, and so of course it looks a much cleaner look than it does in Lafayette, and you really get that strong community growth. That's what people come to expect with a city like Youngsville. But Youngsville's blooming, it's clean, it's safe, it's full of brand new homes and schools. So if you want that suburban lifestyle without the big city headaches, well, then this is going to be the one for you. I've had multiple clients move here and tell me that is the best decision that they ever made for their family, and it's that kind of place where everything just works for you. And finally, a city that's unlike anywhere else in the country. Our last one is S-tier New Orleans. So what is it best known for? Well, pretty much many people know New Orleans. It is world famous for its culture. It's got music, it's got food, and of course Mardi Gras is really huge. It is a world-renowned event that attracts people from all over the world by the droves, and it's a big party. Now, the cultural capital of the state really is New Orleans. Everything that they have, anything from the French Quarter to the jazz music, the Creole cuisine that you can find, the unique buildings and infrastructure that they have there, the Mississippi River that goes right through the city. It's a major tourism destination, and of course there's a lot of port economy with the fact that the river comes right through it, and it's very easy for ships to bring different goods and things in and out. Now, they do have quite a bit of cons that come with living with that city. Of course, there's some things that New Orleans is known for, and it's not known for being the safest. You can see reports online, of course, and look at it. The crime in some areas is a bit high, and of course there is a lot of petty crimes, things where break-ins to cars, maybe muggings, so one of those things to be aware of. Of course, there's flood risk. We've seen what happened with Hurricane Katrina and some major storms that have come through, and we see the possibility of what can happen because you live in a city that is basically a bowl with levees all around it, and they have a pump system that gets water out as it comes in. But as you can see, sometimes those systems fail. Now, the infrastructure issues is also something with New Orleans. They are trying to rebuild the city, but for the most part, a lot of it is extremely old and broken down and needs a lot of repairs and updates. A lot of the homes are in the same situation, but there is something to say about how unique and beautiful the homes are. The historicness, some of them have been restored, and it is something that's very special that you cannot find anywhere else in the world. So really the pros are that it's truly unmatched in its culture and its history, and it has world-class food and music. It's got very walkable areas of vibrant neighborhoods and nightlife, very colorful homes to look at, lots of banisters that you can sit out on and enjoy the beautiful views, and it's really got some great shopping as well. So New Orleans is not for everyone, but if it's for you, there's nowhere better truly to find that culture, because it's truly alive on every block, from the jazz clubs to the corner po' boy shops. If you haven't had a po' boy, you must have. And yes, there are challenges, crime, flooding, aging infrastructure, but the soul of the city is truly unbeatable, and New Orleans, I have to say, has some serious resilience with the things that they've recovered from over the years. So if you want to live somewhere truly unforgettable, New Orleans may be the one. So if you're thinking about moving to Louisiana and you want help figuring out which of these places fit your lifestyle, reach out. I've helped many people relocate across the state, and I'd love to help you find your perfect fits. Call or text me. My number is right here, always on screen, and I will get back to you personally. You will get a call or text message, and I would love to hear from you. So if you're still on the fence about moving to Louisiana, watch my next video video, 13 reasons why you shouldn't move to Lafayette in 2025, I'm diving into the latest changes that could impact your decision. So click here to watch it, and I'll see you there.